Ah, very good morning. Hopefully, I am to be heard correctly. Very, very good morning to anyone chilling here, watching the stream or watching the VOD. Time to get grinding, time to get on with some work. I'm gonna actually just go straight to it, to be honest. I have this weird drawing that I started. I started to practice a little bit with this one. Oh man, it is 5:24 to be exact right now. It's a good time to get drawing. It's a good time to do some art. Let me check the levels, make sure I'm all good. I don't want to be clipping at all. But I'll double check that in a second to ensure. I haven't streamed in a while, so I've almost forgotten how to do it. Found this fun little reference on Pinterest. Was it Pinterest? I don't know. Somewhere. But now I'm stuck doing it. I figured that I'll go ahead and do some streams of this sort of stuff, and then I can turn them into videos afterwards. But I don't know, it's just how I'm feeling right now, and that's what we're gonna do. This is gonna be a chill time. Also, I'm gonna turn off the music. I want to kind of fall back on the slow content a little bit more. I don't want to be doing all this retention bullshit that's everywhere. Going back to the roots of how we started, how this stuff started. It's just a better option, I think. I already kind of started doing the Fundamental Days rip-off now, the Back to Basics. But I've started doing that now. That's a lot of fun, actually. I was happy to go back into just sitting down and drawing, you know. Definitely gonna bust out the real stuff. The real stuff again soon. By real stuff, I mean actual pen and paper, hopefully. I'll do that as well. But at the moment, I have a perfect setup for streaming this stuff, so we will continue doing that for the moment. And I'm kind of just warming up at the moment with this. I've got a couple hours to kill before I have to go to work. Gonna warm up with some random sketches of Borderlands wannabe dude here. Actually, this is a pretty cool character. Pretty simple. It reminds me of Rust. It's like the main character from Rust. But yeah, my girlfriend has just left to go to Italy. She is driving to the airport as we speak. And, well, she's not the one driving, but she's on her way to the airport right now. And she's going to be going to Italy. And I've decided this is the perfect time to grind out some streams, grind out some artwork, that sort of stuff. No, I don't have to worry about waking anyone up right now, which is fun. That is much more freeing and allows me to do more. Also, I forgot to do the view account thing, but I'll do that for the next stream. Alright, I'm going to try and do the hand, and then I'm going to move on to something more fun. Oh, this actually... So yeah, enthusiasm's not going to be the highest in the morning. Obviously, it is 5 in the morning, but I'm going to try and bring the energy, make sure it's here. But also, I want to match the energy. This is going to be a chill time. I'm definitely going to make a playlist of like some good old lo-fi study music, and then we'll bust that open for the streams. I realize his arm should be a little bit longer. I'll bust that out for the streams. Why do I get a message about that every time? And then we can get some proper studying done. Or some rain sounds. I love me some rain sounds. Actually, I have some rain sounds somewhere. But I'm not going to put them on now. God, he has a massive hand. Let's see if I can rough out the shape of the hand. For anyone watching this, please do feel free to join along. Even if it's the VOD afterwards. The whole point of this is so it works kind of like fundamental days, where we grab some references and we just kind of sit down, draw together, have a little art community meeting. I'm going to try and put it, I don't want to zoom in too much. I've made it a priority for myself not to zoom in much with these drawings, because I want to get the general shape in first. And if I need to get any details done, then I'll realize what's important, and then I'll be doing the zooming. But until then, we're going to keep it off the zooms, because what you're unnecessarily doing while zooming in is you are making yourself focus on things that just aren't necessary right now. You know, it's not necessary for you to be focused on some detail in the hand at this very moment. And reason why is because the eye. It's all because of the eye. Remember that you're an architect here. You are guiding your viewer around your image. And just like you go to IKEA, think about this one here. All right. When you go to IKEA, you got the little arrows everywhere. Those are great. They guide you around the whole place. They take you the right way. They show you where you're supposed to go. This, just the same. But you do it with contrast. You do it with symmetry. You do it with colors. You use these different tools to put arrows for your viewer to look at your image. It's a very important thing. It also makes sense, right? And it helps you because you, as the artist, don't have to worry about drawing detail absolutely everywhere on the picture. You just got to put it where it is absolutely important. So that's a fun thing to keep in mind. Just remember that there's ways of doing less work and simultaneously making the image look better. And that is an absolute win-win. So I realized this, the tablet I use here does have some hiccups sometimes, just like I do. It does almost disconnect momentarily. I'll leave a bit of light here and then draw in the rest of the shadow. I'm not gonna, if you can, I don't know if you can see the cursor, I was like stuttering there. We don't want to stutter. Man, it feels good to be awake this early and just getting straight into work, straight into some actual practice, stuff that I haven't really been doing much lately. The stuff that's important. Oh yeah, I was supposed to check the stream if it works properly and if my voice isn't messed up. Hold on. Stream if it works properly and if my voice isn't messed up. Hold on. What volume am I on? Oh. Okay. So I got myself looping there. I think it sounds okay. So I got myself looping there. Yeah, I think it sounds good. It's a little bit compressed, but I do have a compressor on. Makes sense. Okay. putting in a little bit more detail around here, but not too much, because this is just a dark area, and dark areas just literally mean there is nothing here for you. There's no information for you at all. There's nothing you should be focused on, nothing you should be looking at. This is a void. There's a tiny bit of detail here, but again, use every excuse as an artist to give yourself less work, because you're just going to make a better image and work less. It's the best recipe. Okay. I might tilt my guy a little bit more. Oh no. See, I've started drawing on the background layer when I started doing this. So, yeah. Do not show me that again. Can I rotate on here? I've never rotated on the liquify tool. Let's have a look. There's the reference. If I can slightly adjust it. Get them looking a little bit more accurate. This is the greatest thing about digital art. It is the fact that you have this awesome liquify tool. This can make your artwork so much better in seconds. But you have to remember that to use it, and you have to remember that you can use it. It's not cheating, you know. These are tools, and artists use tools, people use tools, doctors use tools to make their jobs easier. You are an artist and you have tools at your hand, so you should also use them to make your life easier. I used to have a weird approach with things like this. I used to think, I don't want to be reliant on things like the liquify tool, or Control Z even all the time, which I'm a firm believer that Control Z is not the best thing all the time, right? Sometimes it's actually better to leave some mistakes and kind of go off of that, but yeah. It's just, it makes you think more when you don't have things like Control Z. In reality, when you do, what's happening is your brain has a constant allowance of, mistake correct. And what I believe what happens is you just don't think. You get accustomed to the fact that you can change anything you want at any second, and you don't actually use your brain as much as you would if you had a piece of paper. And therefore, it might slow down the learning process a little bit. But you can also argue the fact that you can do more work faster and thus progress faster, all that sort of stuff. So let me get a new piece. I'm going to get a new canvas up here, find something else to practice, which probably more fundamental. Let's have a look on Pinterest, good old Pinterest. Pinterest. There we go. See. Oh, that's an interesting image. I am going to grab that. I'm going to grab this, and we are going to go ahead and draw it in. Maybe paint it in. Probably draw it in. Block some stuff. Cool. I'm going to lock my layers just to make sure I'm using the right ones. No, not alpha lock. Completely lock. You as well. Because if I don't do this, I'll just end up doing the same thing and drawing on the background layer. Found a fun reference, and let's go straight into attack mode here. I have been attempting to try and draw with a little bit less guideline use. So more like Kim Jong-gi type. I say his name a lot on this channel, but he was an absolute legend. Huge inspiration as well. So this drawing I'm doing in that sort of style. I don't want to use too much stuff to help me out here in terms of guidelines and all that. Want to be absolutely focused on checking my reference all the time. And I'm already going to have to make it smaller because I will probably run out of space. I will be checking my phone from time to time. Need to be updated on where my woman is. This might be a more difficult piece than one would originally hope or think. It also looks a little bit like Steve-O from here. Obviously it isn't, can't see his tattoos, but it does look a little bit like Steve-O. Also, his hairstyle is what I will have by the end of today. So if you see me on the next stream, don't worry, I'm not sick. It's time to get into the winter arc. So buzzcut is imminent. Also, I feel like I need to start accepting my fate that I will lose my hair. So it's a stepping stone towards acceptance if I buzz cut myself now, which I've done before and I actually really like it. So it's just something very free about not having any hair. Just don't have to worry about it at all. God, this is... I don't know how he's even doing that with his body. Obviously some adjustments will be made here. I realize his head is not correct, but I should aim for getting majority of him onto the page before I do any adjusting. Because what will end up happening is if I erase all this, I won't have a point of reference of where I was right before I deleted this stuff. And that's usually quite important, which is also a lesson I was taught in school. One of the better lessons that I guess I was taught was the fact that you should sometimes, rather than erase what you have, leave it there, just as a point of reference, like I mentioned, a guideline to your next thing, to your next stroke. Let's slightly do a bit of a guideline. I need to have a little bit of guidelines, because otherwise I'll end up making a pile of shit, and I don't want to do that. For you watching this, how are you doing with your artwork? Are you taking some steps towards being a better artist? Are you thinking about doing like something similar to this, where you fully sit down and dedicate an hour or so a day to drawing? That's kind of what I'm on right now. I wanted to start doing that again, because kind of lost a lot of interest for it for some time. I did really feel burnt out from it. It may be the fact that I was literally only doing fundamental practice, but then again, that should have been good for me. So I don't know, but I did feel very burnt out for a while there. But now I feel good to be back, I guess. You know, I was wondering where to take the content and where to take all the videos, and I definitely start overthinking about all of that stuff. And I had a good conversation with someone at work yesterday, and he let me know that I should really be doing the things that I care about and the things I like here on this channel. Like, genuinely, just don't worry about all that stuff. Just do what you actually love. And he was very, very right. You should, if you choose to do something like this, you should absolutely do it because there's something you really care about and you want to put it out into the world. In my case, this is also a form of accountability. And that's actually my favorite part about streaming this art content, is the fact that I get to give myself accountability for drawing and practicing. If that, I think I've said that correctly. Basically, what I mean is I now have the obligation to stream and share content, which means I have the obligation to draw and practice. And that was a big reason for the fundamental days happening. It was me going, hey, I really want to do YouTube. I've always wanted to do YouTube. And I really like drawing, and I've always liked drawing, and I always wanted to learn how to be a better artist. Putting the two together, I've created a system where I have to draw because I have to make content with it. And it's great because it just, one keeps me doing the other. And that was all good until I felt very burnt out. But this time I'm going to have a little bit more fun with it. And I'm going to do a couple more original pieces and stuff like that. Because I realized I haven't made an original piece in such a long time. It's just been practice and practice and practice, which in itself is good, but definitely want to be doing some actual artwork that you feel like doing and really want to do, you know. And definitely some more master studies. I barely did those. I still have some ideas for YouTube videos. I don't know if I'm going to do them or not, but I have some really fun ideas that I want to do. And I am thinking about doing all of these things while streaming because it just seems like the good option to do that. Because one, I really enjoy the streaming part, even if like not many people are gonna watch it. I really enjoy the streaming part. Plus, it helps with the actual content creation because I've got all this material that I can use to make videos with. It's great. There's like no pressure to be constantly recording and getting a script right or something like that. There's just constant pressure to be good at talking, I guess, and to be fairly entertaining on camera. And to get good at drawing. That's the whole point of this. We're grinding until we get good. Only issue is when I talk so damn much, my throat starts to go dry, which is normal. Most people's throats go dry when they talk too much. So this is going to be stream number 1 of the day. Can you believe it? I'm definitely doing another one today, which will be after work, but this is the real grind here. I'm definitely doing way too much chicken scratching, but I am trying to find where to put these lines at the moment. So I need to kind of get off that a little bit. I do love the shadow that's created by the cord on him. That looks really freaking cool. This would be a great painting. Which, that being said, I really want to do that as well. It sucks when I get these ideas to do drawings and paintings, but I don't do them. But yeah, I really, really want to get the oil paints out again. I really want to try one. So that's something to maybe expect. I've realized I say a lot of things that I'm gonna do, and then I don't end up doing them because I just get another idea come into my mind before that. So I will loosely put it out there that that might happen. Not sure if it will, but it might. There might be some streams involving painting. There really should, because I got all this nice stuff for painting and then I never did it. And you obviously investing money into, oh god, sorry, I closed that again. Didn't mean to do that. Obviously, if you go ahead and invest money in something like paints and you put so much money into it, you should be using it. I think I'm gonna have to move his leg up a little bit, because if I take a step back here, yeah, definitely. Liquify tool, Mr. Liquify. Oh god. Maybe that'll make it look a little bit better. I forgot I used to, I think you have to make an action on here. I need to definitely do that at some point. I need to make an action for flipping the canvas. Yeah, he's looking alright. His leg's a bit thick. So definitely don't want to have like that going on too much. But other than that, he is, boy's looking ferocious. Should absolutely look into getting a little bit of chill music into this. So actually, let me have a look if I've got something on. I've got a bunch of non-copyright stuff that I can play. That's the fun part of doing YouTube stuff, is you end up building a nice library of all these things. Ambient relaxing music for you -15969.mp3. Let's see how this one slaps. Oh yeah, there's some space shit right here. Nah, I'm gonna go with some. Oh, there you go. We got some actual lo-fi up in here. I'll turn it down a little bit, just so it's in the background. I do like having a little bit of music from time to time. Alright, let's streamline his leg a little bit. One thing I noticed about my drawings recently was maybe this is a reason some of them don't tend to look as professional as I would like them to look yet. But they end up having some weird details which I don't take the time to fully draw or realize. And then they end up looking very bad. So I don't take the time to like draw in the details of, let's say, a mechanism or something. I'll just put something I think should be there. I think that is a way of differentiating your artwork. I'm going to do a quick mic check as well, just to differentiating your artwork. I'm going to do a quick mic check. How's the... Well, just to... Okay, now we're good. I get a little bit paranoid about that, so sorry about that. I do have to check from time to time. I don't want to be giving y'all some terrible audio quality. That's one thing I came to realize doing content is video tends to be something that people don't really worry about too much, but audio this is people watching. I mean, audio will terrorize anyone listening to bad audio. You can tell by yourself as well, right? You don't like bad audio in anything you watch. I couldn't watch a video with terrible audio. Especially wind noise, man. Wind noise sucks. There's dead cats for a reason. You should be using a dead cat if you are outside. There is no reason for you not to be using a dead cat. Unless you have you're using an iPhone, obviously, to record, but you can even get dead cats for your iPhone. So there's no excuse. One thing I do love is it's a lot easier to get good audio quality nowadays. Video as well, obviously, but audio quality is the one I want to focus on the most. Because a lot of people will be thinking about, oh yeah, I'm going to use 4K on this, and I'll use 4K on my camera, and then it looks great. Wow, but if you're using your freaking camera microphone and it sounds terrible. I hope to never do that. But then again, you could argue with the fact that if sometimes it's better to have terrible quality but get a good message out there than it is to just not. So there's obviously that argument. Alright, I'm gonna shut up for a little bit and get this in order. I don't want to ignore any sort of details with this. I definitely want to use this opportunity to learn as much as I can here with creating this drawing. I do not like this song. Oh, great. I got rid of it. Memes, music. I think it's time to start correcting his head, because definitely not exactly what the reference shows. Then again, it's also very hard to see what what he's doing with his head here. Very strange position. Darker line around here. Really hope I don't drop that on my computer. I'm trying to pay attention with this to some of the darker lines, because there's going to be lines here which obviously should be way darker than others, and there's a reason for that. And some should be way cleaner than others. I'm gonna attempt to clean them up a little bit. His foot sucks. That definitely needs to be reworked here. We need a remaster on the foot ASAP. Let's make a proper adjustment here. I've decided it needs to be done fresh. So let's make sure I'm looking at the reference well. And lower his knee down here. I'm going to try and clean it as I go. I'm going to remove the shadow lines for now. Alright, music's finishing up again. Lo-fi beat. Actually, I forgot, I was meant to rename the stream. Can I do that here? Ooh, what have I done? No, no. Alright, that's what I was meant to do. Edit. Ah, what? What has happened? Right, sorry, I had to adjust the title real quick. I wanted to make this a kind of day-based thing, so anytime I stream, I'm gonna put a day on it. Just mainly for documentary sake, as in the fact that I want to know myself. I'm not making a documentary, although that'll be a fun project for someday. Okay. Going to attempt to put this in a box. Using boxes tends to help. I always have trouble drawing feet. I need to ask Quentin Tarantino for advice. Actually, I'm gonna end up turning off the music because it's actually just distracting me at this point. It's too early for that. Said I'm gonna slow things down, make them more real. Close those. Again, I'm doing too much chicken scratching. I'm just trying to call myself out here for this stuff. So I don't want to be... I need to correct some habits of mine. I think there'll be a greater benefit to everything if I stop doing that stuff. His foot should be sticking out a lot more. So this is where I'm having trouble. But it's absolutely necessary for me to learn something. Because it's a challenge. And any challenge as an artist that you take on will make you a better artist in the future. That's just how it goes. That's why it's often good to pick out some references that you know you're going to struggle with. You know it's going to be much harder to complete this drawing for you. It doesn't necessarily have to be like much harder for you to complete it, but definitely at least a tiny bit out of your comfort zone. I will repeat this quote again because I haven't said it in a very long time on this channel, but I absolutely love... There's an interview with David Bowie where he talks about creativity and, you know, being an artist, and I think he even paints during it. He talks about the fact that you, as an artist, you should be willing to step just into slightly thick water, not thick, deep, slightly deeper waters, but just a tiny bit. When you're stepping out of your like comfort zone, even the tiniest amount, that is where great things happen. For as an artist, obviously, that's where you really start to shine and you start to really create original, fantastic work. So that's the goal. That's the goal. You want to be stepping out of your comfort zone so much that it's a tiny bit, obviously. It's not so much, but you want to be stepping out of it a little bit at least, just to realize your potential a little bit more. And I absolutely love that quote. Actually, we are streaming. I can show you guys it. Look at that. I completely forgot about the fact that I can do that. Make sure my OBS is open. David Bowie. Comfort zone. Yes, Chrome. Thank you. No thanks.
I think But you never learn that until never play to the gallery.
There we go.
I think, but you never learn that until much later on, I think. But never work for other people at what you do. Always.
That's great advice. That is actually genuinely great advice. It's just at that point you have to be making some sort of money. You need to be making something, right? Some sort of money, because it does get very painful when you're doing things like commissions for people constantly, right? It will get a lot tougher. Commissions are a difficult thing because you are constantly making art for someone else. Here, he's talking about the fact that you shouldn't do that, but obviously some people need to make the money. But it is a very true thing. It will crush your soul if you're constantly making art for someone else.
Always remember that the reason that you initially started working was that there was something inside yourself that you felt that if you could manifest it in some way, you would understand more about yourself and how you coexist with the rest of society. And I think it's terribly dangerous for an artist to fulfill other people's expectations. I think they generally produce their worst work when they do that. And if the other thing I would say is that if you feel safe in the area that you're working in, you're not working in.
But then again, you need to have, like, you do need to work towards some sort of standard, right? You want to be working towards the standard of someone like a Caravaggio or something. That's not necessarily a bad thing.
The right area. Always go a little further into the water than you feel you're capable of being in. Go a little bit out of your depth. And when you don't feel that your feet are quite touching the bottom, you're just about in the right place to do something exciting.
See, that's it. That is exactly the quote I was talking about. That's what I... that is exactly what I was thinking about. The fact that you, as an artist, should be just slightly stepping out of your comfort zone. And that's really where you'll be making some real good work. And that is one of my favorite quotes, and you gotta love the guy, David Bowie. He was an incredible artist in many ways. So when I look at his foot, I get pain inside me. Oh, I can't get it right. Absolutely sucks. Let me see if I can use some more structured stuff to at least get this looking better. If we look this way, his foot seems to be going this way. There. Then downwards. What I think I keep screwing up is I keep making it smaller. Whereas on the actual image itself, it is a big part of the picture. Especially with the foreshortening going on. Foreshortening, I think that's what it's called. Foreshortening. Okay. Make it even bigger. I can't give up. Can't give up on the foot. And I have to go soon, so there's pressure here. Okay, we're slightly getting there. Let's chip away a little bit more, and maybe then we'll start getting a shape that I'm happy with. what we can also do with the fact that we have a digital platform is come in here and okay, maybe this is something a little bit more like it. It looks different than the reference, but excuse me, eraser. Oh, right. Selected. Morning. Oh, hi. How you doing? Very early morning, but we're up. We're grinding. Art grind never stops. How's your 3D character going? That looked really cool. I've never really dabbled in actually making 3D characters, although I do have a cool project for a video that I'm going to do. It's not really 3D, but it is a little bit 3D. It does involve Blender. Oh no. Have you been working on something all night or? Oh man. Project's on hold. I know something about that. Tends to be the case with my work as well. Ooh, okay. That's cool. What do you tend to use for the animatics? I know a lot of people use Blender, but that's mostly for 3D stuff. Although I'm pretty sure Blender even has a freaking video editing suite in it, so Maya. Oh, ooh, okay, that's professional stuff right there. I haven't used it, but I know my friend who works in the games industry has used that quite a bit. It's a good software, and there's a lot of games made on there. Have you been using it for a while, or is it quite fresh to you? Oh, okay, that's cool. The good old Adobe suite, the good old monopoly that they have. The good old prices that they have. You know, there was I do really want to find some alternatives to Photoshop and the Adobe suite, but there is a reason why everyone uses their software. It's just it's professional. There's no doubt about it. Oh, okay, that's cool. So, is it for uni stuff? My main experience with 3D was Fusion, because that was for industrial design stuff. Yeah, I hear Animate is quite a fun. Oh God, look at my chat overlays. What has happened? Oh, let's move that over. Sorry about that. Need to make you a little bit smaller. All right, hopefully that'll be better. Yeah, Animate. I have never used Animate, but from what I hear, is it like Macromedia Flash used to be? Did they like acquire them, or was that part of Adobe? I can't remember, because I used to use that a little bit because of the whole Newgrounds days and all that. And for uni, that's pretty cool. Yeah, but it's a chill stream. I'm doing these mainly so I keep myself accountable and actually draw. And if anyone wants to come along and join in, then they are free to do so. And then maybe I'll turn these into like the back to basics videos as well. So at the moment, it's a chill morning stream, but I do plan on doing one later on in the evening as well. and that will be a little bit more structured, and then hopefully I will turn that into a video. So yeah, that kind of approach, I figure it's the best way to do this stuff because I like streaming and it allows me to make content with it as well. And I draw because I have noticed that when I'm not doing this, I'm not drawing much. And that needs to change. All right. Boy's looking frisky. He is stomping down. I finally got the foot looking decent, semi-decent. Have you got some deadlines or something? Is that why you're up all night? I've not slept much because my girlfriend is flying over to Italy. She had to wake up early to get ready to go to the airport, and now she's there waiting. So today is a no sleep gang. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, I know how project deadlines are. I remember having absolutely full-on all-nighters just to get that stuff done. Ooh, at 12. Oh, you've got plenty of time. What stage are you on? Because there was times where I'd start projects around that sort of deadline time. Hopefully you're quite far ahead with it. Yeah, I'm excited to see what it's like there for her. She's definitely going to send me some pictures. Waiting to see what Italy is like. I'm excited for her, first little adventure on her own. Well, it's not on her own, she's with a friend. You see, I think you should absolutely push through it right now. Retake, if you want to think about it this way, you are just putting more stress on your future self there. But if you just crush it now, you go full in, get a good couple cups of coffee in you, get some sort of playlist of music, piano music or something like that on just constantly, just so you're not thinking about swapping things over, and you try your best to go into like a full focus mode and just push through it, because you're just going to put stress on your future self in that situation. Exactly. The more you do it now, the less you'll have to do later on. I hate myself for putting off every single uni project I had for so long. It definitely made it a lot harder. Yeah, that'll do the trick. Energy drinks for sure will definitely do the trick. I remember just drinking. I had one of those coffee makers, that you put the grounds in on the top and then it boils the water on top and it drips. And I would make the full... I don't know if you've ever seen Tom and Jerry when he grabs the full absolute pitcher of coffee and he walks around with it, drinking it non-stop to... I think he was watching over Jerry or something in that situation. And the whole time he's just holding it and drinking it. And that is exactly what I was doing. I had my work and then I had this pitcher of coffee and I'll just go... Man, my stomach was not happy that day. He got way too much of that acidic coffee in it. But it did work. It did do the trick. Another trick that I remember from the uni days is if you grab a coffee, drink the whole thing, down it, and then you take a 20-minute nap, only a 20-minute nap, and you wake up, you get absolute power. Like for a good hour, you get just a jolt of energy. It's pretty useful. Fresh press, yeah. Fresh press, that's still good. That's still good. Any caffeine. But you've already had a liter of energy drink, so be careful. Get some vitamin E or something as well. That works if you have any on hand. That actually does boost your energy a little bit. I've been on a little bit of I was on a little bit of a coffee detox. I have an issue with coffee with the fact that I just really enjoy, one, making it, and two, drinking it. I like the taste of coffee a lot, so I end up usually drinking around four cups a day, which for some may be a lot, for others not. My Eastern European family seems to think it is a lot. They don't drink that many, but then whenever I ask them how many they've had, they say a similar amount, so I don't know. But yeah, I really have a problem with the fact that I enjoy coffee a lot, so I have a lot of it. But I was on a bit of a detox recently, and I only had 1 cup a day. Granted, it was much stronger than the usual coffees, because it was I was making some cowboy coffee, and I let that roll. I let that shit roll for quite a bit. So it was strong. But man, what would we do without coffee? I am very addicted to it. Yeah, no, I mean, isn't coffee running at every country? Coffee built America. You know, it's just the way it is. But that's good. That's good. You want to be running off that stuff. It's literally an advantage. Oh no, don't worry. I don't see my mistakes either. Let's see if I can do this in one. Oh, perfect. No, since my job is in graphic design, we have someone above that like kind of checks the things, but after they go out, and they always call me for a mistake, but it's always like a word mistake, like a stupid one, where there's like just a letter missing or something. Yeah, sure. Hold on. Let me drop by. I will be leaving fairly soon because I have to get ready for work. So I'll be on for maybe 10 minutes or so. But let me hop in. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
I just had to mute your video since
Yeah, now
joining
you'll
from
get double of me.
both Discord and YouTube.
Yeah, you'll
And
get
it's a
double of
slight
me.
delay. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Grinding some art at this time.
Yeah, it's been a long night. I need to have like 20 seconds of just an animatic, and I need to have 20 seconds of a previous visualization, which is a 3D animatic.
Oh.
So a lot of work.
How many seconds do you have of it?
11.
Around halfway there. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. You've got quite a lot of time left. So I think like regenerate a little bit and then just go full.
Yeah, I basically just did that.
Yeah.
When I saw your stream was up, I was like, oh yeah, I gotta tune in on this.
Thank you. I like that you're putting that as a priority over the work then.
Well, I mean, currently I have 4 screens on my desk, but I'm only using 2 because I can't run more.
I have 3. I'm almost there. Technically 4 if I use my phone. But they do help, especially with like references and stuff when you have it on the separate monitor. That just makes your life so much easier.
Yeah. Also, I absolutely love your drawing style. It is so nice.
Thank you. It's a mixture of I don't know where to place the next line and some accuracy. I hope over the years that it's built up. But
Yeah, it's let's just say it's at least way better than what I'm doing currently.
I don't know. I do like your 3D stuff. That looks really awesome.
Thank you. The problem with what you saw was that, well, I haven't actually made anything there. I just placed it together.
Mm. I mean, you got to
But,
start it somewhere.
yeah, it's the stuff that you saw is basically just like for the pre-visualization. So I don't actually get graded on that, but later you'll probably see the 3D stuff because I actually have to model shit.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm looking forward to that. Do drop it in there when you're done.
Yeah, I definitely will. It probably also will be dropped on ArtStation later.
Oh yeah. Do link that on your on the Discord. I'll be happy to have a look at that.
Sure, I'll do that. I haven't posted anything yet though, so.
Oh no, that's okay. Whenever it's up there.
Yeah, will do. I'm kind of keeping it like clean for now because I kind of want to like when I actually drop my portfolio, I kind of want it to be fresh.
Yeah, I get that.
But also
ArtStation is a
like,
great place
it-
for that.
Yeah, you get like when you post your first post, you have like a small period of time where basically a lot of people get to see it, especially people that are looking for people for work. So
I didn't even know that.
that's kind of why I wanted to like keep it up a little bit. Because
That makes sense.
otherwise, the algorithm will just kind of bury it.
Yeah, God, I love the algorithm. I deal with it often.
Well, kind of no shit because it's YouTube.
Yeah. No, the algorithm is a great place,
Yeah.
but sometimes it works. So that you got to be happy when it does work.
Yeah, true though.
It's good that you have a strategy for it, though. I didn't know that about ArtStation.
Yeah, I got to know about it due to a friend of mine.
Mm.
So yeah, that is quite nice. I also got to know that if you post stuff on Tuesdays, people that are like recruiting for jobs have a higher likelihood of actually finding your posts.
Oh,
Due
that's
to
also good to know.
Mondays is always the start of the week, and people are like, "Oh fuck it, I ain't weekend anymore." So yeah.
Okay. That's also good to know. I'll actually keep that in mind. There was a point where I really wanted to get like work in the art industry, so like making art for games and stuff like that, but that kind of died down over time. At the moment I'm just sticking to the graphic design that I'm doing, and then this as well. It's probably the biggest passion to kind of just do my own stuff on YouTube. It's always been like a dream, so
yeah, it's honestly really cool. I've been wanting to do YouTube, but I just haven't had like the proper setup for it, basically. And my apartment is really freaking small, which means that there's a lot of clutter behind me, so I don't really feel comfortable sharing.
Yeah, I have to tidy up before before I usually do anything. That's my own doing.
Can be a motivational factor for actually cleaning and making sure.
It is. It is. It is the time where stuff is cleanest. Whenever I have to go and record. But yeah, the best thing to do if you actually genuinely want to start YouTube or anything is just start whatever you have on hand. The whole fundamental stuff that I started doing was literally just my phone. Like, I would overcomplicate it all the time, thinking like, oh, I shouldn't do it yet. I should wait. I should get this. I should get that. And then in the end, it's kind of just better to get started with what you have. And that was arguably some of the better content that I was putting up. So
yeah, I hear you. I had like way back in the day, we're talking. I had a few like cringy teenage Minecraft videos out.
Who didn't? I did as well.
Those have later been privated, but they did get like a few views, which is kind of funny.
Mine didn't, but you know, if you kept going, you would have been ahead of the curve, because Minecraft ended up blowing up, and everyone was doing it afterwards. So
Yeah, I was playing basically before people knew what Minecraft was, and then I was like, okay, I'll do a few like YouTube videos, but my English wasn't great, and I didn't have much confidence in myself. So I
yeah,
was
no,
like,
that takes time to build up. That's the hardest part, I'd say, of this whole thing. No, that's good. Now you've got uni. What's the course exactly that you're doing, if you don't mind sharing?
yeah, no problem. I do animation and digital arts
Oh,
at my
that's cool.
university.
That's cool.
So, in a sense, I basically make animations and games.
That's perfection. That sounds like a great course. I
Yeah.
I wanted to do game design as a course. I even went on like the open day thing for it. But then I got talked out of it by like my teacher. And also I wanted to do illustration and they also talked me out of it.
Well, I mean, they kind of have a tendency to do that.
Yeah.
My teacher was like, "No, you have to be an electrician," and I'm like, "What? No."
Complete opposite. No, mine said that industrial design is a much more broad sort of thing and it's much better for like future job searching and stuff. Which kind of a point, but also I do nothing related to it now. So
Yeah, I really hear you.
yeah, that's how that tends to work out when you listen to your teacher.
Oh yeah, I forgot to move it.
But that does sound like a very, very cool course. A thing I was also worried about with like uni and that is if I picked something that I really love, for example, like illustration, maybe uni would have ruined it for me. And because it definitely ruined industrial design for me. I did not want to think about or do anything related to it straight after uni because I was very burnt out from just everything, how it ran. And also I had uni, my final year was during COVID as well. And my course was, yeah, it was literally like 70% making physical stuff in a workshop, which because of COVID was completely inaccessible and we couldn't go in there and do it. So we had to make like, they literally just said, make it out of cardboard at home. So,
Okay.
and I still paid the same price for it all.
Yeah.
It's robbery.
Norway doesn't have like that kind of tuition stuff, so
Yeah, Poland doesn't either. But the
yeah.
UK does. UK.
I mean, we did have like Cambridge and a lot of other like UK universities come to like my high school, and they were like recruiting people.
Mhm.
And I did get like, as I was like, yeah, I kind of want to go into some place that has like probably some art or video games. And he's like, "Oh, are you a gamer?" I'm like, "Yeah." Why do you ask? And then he basically offered me to come to Cambridge and like get like basically special treatment, like classes at 10 o'clock and like
What?
3 classes a day. And
That's pretty
all
sick.
I basically had to do was basically just play games. And I was like, that sounds hella cool. And then I told my dad, and my dad was like, "Oh fuck no."
It did kind of sound too good to be true, to be honest.
Yeah, but it was a legitimate thing. Like they had a course up and everything. Like
So was it like a esports thing or was it just actual
uh,
playing games?
I'm not quite sure honestly, because he was the guy was really old. He didn't really know what he was talking about. So he was
Fair
like, "Oh
enough.
yeah, we have these kind of courses for you, and we can like fit the schedule around like the fact that you're a gamer, so you're probably up late and stuff like that." I'm like, "Oh my god, that is so fantastic."
Yeah, that's perfect.
But the problem is living costs and shit like that. So
Hmm.
it's like, should I ask my uncle to move like in with him and his family in London, or like, what should I do?
Yeah, that's definitely a hard part. I was lucky enough to live at home because my uni was practically right next to me. But I had friends who were telling me about like all the costs of living and all that and managing all that. Yeah, it's not easy. Definitely not easy. I kind of had that experience in the last year because my parents had moved out and I stayed at that place, so I was paying the rent and everything. So I had a little bit of that experience, but definitely not as much as like them, because the prices for student accommodation are genuinely crime. Like, it's criminal how expensive they make these rooms in some places.
Oh yeah.
Especially where I lived, it's not even like that. It's not a nice area either. It's still in London, like considered. It's on the outer edges of London, so that's probably why it was so expensive. They just still considered it as London.
I mean, it's kind of usual, I guess.
Yeah,
But yeah, it should be cheaper.
it should be cheaper.
Norway is kind of having the same issues currently. Like each time, like we get like money from the state basically for like taking education and getting a higher education and shit. But each time they raise that amount, I get a higher bill on my living costs.
Okay,
So everything, like,
it evens out.
straight out.
Yeah, it evens out.
Yeah, so that's a little, little
That
sad.
sucks. That just sucks. It's like, here you go, and then they secretly take it all back from you. It's like a friend giving you money, but then they go into your account and take more.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not fun.
Yeah, nah. So luckily I do live with my partner, so
Yeah.
it kind of evens out.
Yeah, I do as well. So it makes life a lot easier when you have two people paying the bill.
Yeah. But yeah, living costs in general just have gone up.
They have.
It seems.
They have very much. My parents told me about shopping in the UK at the moment. They used to spend like £100 a shopping trip. It's around 300 now, and they've not really changed what they buy as well. It's pretty much the same stuff.
Yeah, I have about like the same feeling whenever I go shopping. Like I can buy 4 things and it's like 200 NOK straight away. Even if it's like, I don't know, everyday kind of items. It's not even like expensive shit like avocado or a pineapple or shit
Yeah.
that you like get from like really far away in the world.
Yeah, just normal food.
Yeah.
But
just, like,
that is the thing
bread
that
and
goes
stuff.
up the most. Yeah, that's the stuff that tends to go up in price the most. Like, expensive stuff just stays expensive. The cheap stuff go up, and that's why it always sucks. And that's why it feels so bad for them to be so expensive afterwards.
Yeah.
It's like I started eating baked beans only after coming to Poland. I didn't like them in the UK, but I like them in Poland. And the cans went up 80% in price randomly just one day.
What? Okay.
Actually, it was more. I think it was more like 90%. Yeah, they just upped it for no reason. And it was of course, Heinz ones didn't go up in price. The cheap Lidl version ones went up in price.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have to buy less baked beans now. I think I'm done with the drawing.
Yeah, fair. When are you leaving?
So yeah, I've got work in about 2 hours, but I have to go get ready for it and all that. I was also thinking about going to the gym, but I don't know if that will happen now. I ended up streaming a lot longer than I thought I would. But I'll probably be live again later today. I do plan on that.
Fair. If I'm alive,
Awake.
I'll come online.
Awesome. It was nice talking to you, and thank you for dropping by the stream.
Yeah, likewise, no problem.
Good luck with your project. I'm sure it'll go well.
Thank you.
Just grind that shit out maximum overdrive right now.
I'll try.
All right, good luck.
Good work day.
Thank you. Bye.
Alright, bye.
Thank you for that. That was nice. All right. That will be the stream for now. hopefully we'll be back on later. So get drawing. Good luck with your work, and